If your Ford tells you high engine temperature, stop safely, you actually need to stop safely, because the high engine temperature can kill your engine in just several minutes. But there are two actual problems why you can see this error message in any Ford car. It's actually Focus, Escape, and sometimes Transit, but it's not limited to this. Any Ford car can give you this message. So the first issue is the problem with the engine temperature sensor. It can malfunction, it can just give wrong readings to the ECU, and you will see this message on the screen of your car, but it doesn't mean that the engine is overheated. And the second actual problem is that your engine is overheated. So there are several reasons why your engine in the Ford car may overheat, and it can be something easy like low coolant. You can actually stop your vehicle, check the coolant level, maybe add the coolant if you need to do this, and everything will be okay. Sometimes it's aggressive driving on a hot day, so if it's the temperature outside is pretty hot and you drive aggressively, or you drive in a traffic jam, so very low speed, or your car idles a lot, this may lead sometimes to issues, especially when your fan isn't working, or when there is some issue with some blockage in the coolant system, some issue with the coolant system. But usually, if this happens, it's not just because the day is hot. It's usually because there is a problem with the cooling system. So about the cooling system, first of all, there may be an issue with the thermostat in the engine of your car. If the thermostat is blocked, it will not allow the coolant to go to the radiator. So the coolant will be circulating in the engine, in the small circle, closed circle, and it will overheat sooner or later. So if you see that after you start the engine, it overheats, so the engine temperature arrow goes up and up, you shouldn't drive this car, at least for a long time. You should solve the problem with the thermostat, otherwise this may lead to even worse issues. It's not uncommon for Ford engines to have water pump issues. So the water pump problem will lead to low pressure of coolant in your vehicle, and the coolant will not circulate through all the needed passages, and of course the engine will not cool down. I have the article on my blog, the big article explaining all the reasons and ways to fix this error message, so you can read it. I leave the link in the description. So can you drive when you see the high engine temperature error message in your Ford? No, you can't just continue driving. You need to stop your car and you need to let it cool down, because if you keep driving your Ford when the engine is overheated, it's very likely you will just kill it today. So stop, let it cool down, and then you may start driving, and then you may check whether it will overheat again. But when you start driving, carefully look at the arrow that shows the engine temperature, because if you don't do this, if you miss the point when the engine overheats again, this is very dangerous for the engine. You may need engine replacement at the end of the day. Now, if it keeps overheating, you will probably need to take it in for inspection and repairs, because Ford engines are known for a lot of issues that may lead to overheating, and actually some of them are not too expensive to repair, but sometimes if it's water pump or something like that, you will need to pay some money.